Hi, how you going? It's Steve from I'm Enough Coaching, and you've been looking at my blog about comparison and how we do it resourcefully and how we do it unresourcefully. So let's get into this because I want to explain this in greater detail. So Buddha once said, we've got 4 stages in life. We are born, we have aging, we have illness, and then eventually we die. Now, if you think of life in that way, you can see that we're all, as human beings, on a very level platform. But we still have this burning desire to be able to compare our progress, us as human beings, with other human beings, to see where we fit in, our place on the social scale of life. Now, as I've mentioned, we can do this resourcefully or unresourcefully. And what I would like to be able to do is to share an experience that I've had as a human being that's given me an insight to how I was comparing myself unresourcefully and subconsciously with others and the impact that it had on me. Now, to be able to do this, I need to take you back to when I was 16 and a half years old. I served my country, I was in the Royal Air Force, and I joined at the age of 16 and a half. It was great. I travelled all over the world. I've served in some beautiful places. I've worked with some fabulous people. I've lived in some countries and been part of cultures that have been able to grow my mind exponentially. It's been brilliant. But the one thing that the military does is they have a rank structure. And that rank structure is a great way that you can compare yourself to your peers. You can compare yourself to people who joined up around the same time as you. You can compare how you are tracking and how you are going with your career, how successful you are, how influential you are, and how well you are doing. I reached the rank of sergeant, which was a brilliant career move for me. But eventually, after 26 years, my career came to a natural conclusion and I became a civilian. When I moved into the civilian world, it was completely alien to me. I did not understand it. All I knew was that I felt that I needed to get a successful job. But I had no idea what a successful job was. I had no way of being able to measure it because I had no yardstick to be able to measure it against. There was no peers, there was no rank structure, there was no progress for me to be able to measure. So what did I do? Subconsciously, I started to compare myself with other people around my age. I would look at their cars, I would look at their money, I would look at their houses, I would look at the relationships, I would look at the careers that they've had. And I would be finding very often that they had better cars, they had better homes, they had better careers, they had better friendships, they had more money. Of course they did. They'd been living in the civilian environment for much longer than me. They had much more experience of it. So they've been able to build that and develop it and grow it over a long period of time. Now, this unresourceful comparison started to leave me empty. It started to hit on my self-worth, my self-esteem, and my confidence. I started to feel envious. I started to feel that I was a failure. And this had a massive detrimental impact on me as an individual. One day I was sat in a funeral. It was a funeral of a friend, and they were doing the eulogy for this person. They were talking about the friendships that this person had had. They were talking about the qualities and the values that this person had. They talked about the relationships and the impact that this person had had on other people. What they weren't talking about was the cars. They weren't talking about the house. They weren't talking about the money. They weren't talking about the career. They weren't talking about the home. They were talking about qualities and values of the individual. And it is at that exact moment I realised that I was comparing myself in an unresourceful way. I was comparing myself in a way that was unfair on myself. So therefore, all the feelings that I felt of self-worth, envy and judgment were not really resourceful. What could I do about it? I suddenly realised that if I was able to compare myself with myself, if I was able to look at myself to be able to compare the sort of person that I wanted to be, my values, my beliefs, if I was able to compare myself with the person that I wanted to be with regards to who's the friends, what's the sort of people that I want to hang out with, what sort of quality of relationships am I going to have, how am I going to have an impact on those people? I wanted to be able to have people stand up at my funeral and be able to say nice things about me, about how I was as a person. And that's when I suddenly realised that's how I could compare. There's no point in comparing against other people. There's no point in comparing against materialistic items. The only thing that you can really compare yourself about is yourself and your progress through the world, through the journey of life. Now, from there, I've been able to develop a system that has been able to open up my eyes, to take the blinkers off, to be able to realize my passion in life, to be able to realize my purpose in life, to be able to give me fulfillment, overall to be able to make me feel absolutely happy with where I am in life and where I'm going to be going. It's been able then to take me to a successful career. It's been able to help me become financially free. It's been able to help me understand my emotions, my happiness, what makes me tick. It's been able to take the bad things from life and to put them into perspective, to be able to see the good element of them. And because I'm able to do that, I'm now able to control my life. I'm now able to live life on my own terms and to be absolutely happy and delighted with the life that I've got, to see it as what it is. It is a gift. It's all about how you compare. Because if you compare unresourcefully, then you're going to end up with envy, self-worth, self-confidence issues. You're going to start justifying or judging people. And that is not a nice place to be. But if you can do it resourcefully, as I've shared in my example, then your life is going to be much more fulfilling. It's going to be much more purposeful. And you're going to be much, much happier. And I think that's what most of us want in life. We want to be able to be happy. We want to be able to have purpose in our life. We want to be able to have a fulfilling life where we can contribute to other people's growth, well-being and happiness as well as our own. Now, I'm going to talk to you about this system that I have specifically designed that is going to be able to take you from where you currently are to where I am at this moment in time. Lots and lots of people have already gone through this system and are having fantastic results and are seeing their life change before their very eyes. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. So please click on the button below and join me in the next video.